Hello, good evening, lovely people. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining me again on this Sunday. We're in August. Gosh, we're in August already. I don't know about you, but this summer has honestly flown by for me. I don't know if it's the same for you as well. It's just whizzed by so quickly. So how are you all? How are you? How's your weekend been so far? What have you been up to? Yeah, let me know. Hi, thank you for joining. So I'd love to know what you've been up to, if you have any plans for the rest of the evening or anything. From Afghanistan, thank you for joining. Very good, good evening. Any plans? Chilling, that sounds heavenly. That sounds great. Chilling, I might do a bit of that later actually. There's something I've seen advertised on the BBC. It's a documentary with David Attenborough. I'm sure you all know the great David Attenborough. He's got a very distinct voice, hasn't he? You can't mistake his voice for anything else. He's got a very distinct voice. So David Attenborough is going to be, there's a program on the BBC at 7:20 this evening that I'm hoping I'll be able to watch as well. It's called, I think it's called Parenthood, but it's for animals. So basically animal parents, which I think is fascinating, you know. So that's my plan for this evening anyway. Once I've done all of this and once I've answered any questions later, I'd love to sit and watch that. Yeah, see what I can learn there, hopefully. Hi, I've got Kavan, is that right? From Iran. Lovely, thank you so much for joining. Lovely to have you, very good. Excuse me. Are you Persian? Well, my father is Persian. I was born and raised in the UK, but my father is Persian. Yeah, and I'm very proud of that. I'm just waiting for opening the school time that my children are going to school. That's from VVSS, yeah? It's not just you, you're not alone. I think up and down the country, up and down, that's an idiom. Up and down. Up and down the country, so up and down is an idiom. It means all over. So up and down the country, I think everyone's waiting for, is it the 3rd, 4th of September when kids go back to school? So you're not alone. I know a lot of parents are waiting for that as well. Hi Sahar, thank you for joining. Lovely to have you. You are beautiful. Thank you, that's very kind of you. فارسی صحبت آبجی بفهمیم. Okay. من کاملا میفهمم ولی نمیتونم جواب بدم. Okay, yeah, well that's normal, to be honest. That is quite normal because listening and reading is one skill, because all we're doing is just trying to understand the language, right? But then speaking or writing, that's a completely different skill. That's creating, producing language. So yeah, it's going to be a bit more difficult, isn't it? Yeah. میشه کلاس خصوصی برداریم باهاتون. Thank you. To be honest, I don't usually have private lessons, to be honest. A lot of my time goes into courses, content creation, videos, listening tasks and stuff that I've just started. I don't really have private sessions, I'm sorry. 4th of September, schools will open. Yeah. Okay, so I've got VVSS 2050. Our lovely friend has just said that 4th of September is when schools will open, okay? And how can you respond to this? What can you say in response? If someone says to you, schools open on the 4th of September, in response, you can say, it can't come a moment too soon, right? I'm going to write it down, put it in the caption on YouTube. It can't come a moment too soon. I'm going to write this down in the caption as well in YouTube. What does that mean? that means, oh, I cannot wait for the 4th of September. Some parents, obviously, they can't wait. I'm not counting the seconds. I like having my kids at home. Obviously, they're a bit more grown up now. They can look after themselves. They're not in nappies. So I understand. I'm sure if you've got younger kids, they're in nappies, or you have to constantly entertain them, play with them. You know, I understand it can be a lot, right? Especially if you've got more than one child, or sometimes even a single child can take a lot of your energy. So I completely understand. But no, fortunately for myself, my kids, they're quite grown up now. It's nice having them around, but I completely understand. I was you one day. I was you one day when I was working full time, studying full time. I had 2 very, very young kids. I couldn't wait for schools to open, I remember. My 3-year-old daughter, Delaris, says hi. Oh, say hi, thank you. Hi, Delaris, I hope you're well. Lovely to meet you. I hope you're enjoying summer. Very good. Leila, college الکی وقت گیره میگن. میگن تا یه حدی درست میگن. تا یه حدی. To be honest, personally, well, I taught at college for many, many years. And I left college myself. I completely left college 3 years ago. I think it was about 3 years ago. And one of the reasons why I left the college where I was working, the staff were incredible. The students were lovely. You know, it was absolutely great. The problem I had, و الان راحت میتونم حرف بزنم وقتی که شما استخدام شدین توسط کالج، آدم گاهی وقتا راحت نمیتونه حرف بزنه، درسته؟ But I can speak freely now because I don't have a boss. I remember when I was at college, I looked forward to going to the class, starting the lesson with students, talking about how was your weekend, or what have you been up to, or talking about real things in life. You know, students had issues maybe with teachers from schools. Some of them might have issues with their landlords, real life issues. And these are the things we wanted to talk about in the lesson. But we didn't have time for these things. We just had to focus on whatever the curriculum said. I had to prepare students for their exams. So we didn't really have time to learn real English. And that's one of the problems, I think, with the college these days. Some colleges, not all of them, is that teachers are under so much pressure to make sure that students pass so that they can leave and they get new students in. It's all about money, really. So they can get other students in, and obviously they can increase their budget for the government, etc. So it's all of that, and there was so much admin responsibility for the teachers. So from a lovely experience, it started turning into a really depressing atmosphere, not just for the teachers but the students as well. However, if somebody asks me, Layla, is it better if I go to college or not? I would say if you can go, because you'll still learn something, right? The grammar is the same. You'll still learn grammar. They will obviously teach you skills, reading, writing, speaking, listening. Okay, it might not be perfect for everyday English, but they will still teach you something, and something is better than nothing, in my opinion anyway. And you'll still get to meet other people, you know, other students from other countries. You can still talk to them. You'll be able to meet students from other courses who are completely English. You can get to know them as well. So it's better than nothing, I think. تجربه جالبی نیست. اصلا کالج رایگان و باید خودت تلاش کنی. Yeah. Yes. Excuse me. I'm from Iran. Thank you for joining. Which accent? I don't know what the question is. Which accent? My accent is British. I just don't know what your question is. Could you please tell us what today's session is about? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Adopting fluent British accent with no native friends. Accent is all, if you look, I'm going to go back to obviously the session that we've got. I've made some notes today. Accent if you think about really, really good actors, right? Actors, actresses. For example, I have two favorite actors who are living right now. Obviously, Laurence Olivier, Marlon Brando, these are gods of acting, but they're, they're not acting anymore. In today's world of Hollywood, if you look at, for example, Daniel Day-Lewis, amazing actor, right? Amazing. If you look at Meryl Streep, amazing actress. These two, and also, who else? Not Daniel Craig, someone else. He was Batman. I forgot his name. These are actors who are very good at adopting accents in a perfect way. I don't know if any of you have seen the film called The Iron Lady, Khanume Ahanin, for example. It's about Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady. And when Meryl Streep is on camera and she's speaking with a British accent, I am a native British speaker. I could not hear any mistakes. She's American, right? But the way she practiced is amazing. If you look at, for example, Daniel Day-Lewis, when he adopts an American accent in a lot of his films, he played There Will Be Blood, which is fantastic. He played Lincoln, obviously President Lincoln. In all of these, he has a very specific American accent. And when you listen, even if you ask Native American speakers, they say his accent is flawless, flawless. Hiç iradi nadare, yeah? Flawless, flawless. His accent is flawless, which means it's perfect. It sounds just like a native accent. So how do these people do it? They don't have any extra intelligence. They weren't born in a different country. All they do is practice. That's all it is. So it's just practicing to learn exactly what the accent is and then learning to produce that. That's it. That's all it is. Yeah, it's nothing too difficult. I promise. I promise. به نظرم از اینکه همه حرفای شما رو متوجه میشم خیلی خوشحالم. Yes, yes, absolutely. You should be very happy. Yes. Katayan, flawless. Thank you. برای speaking چیکار کنیم؟ مشکل ما تو speaking. Yes, absolutely. So for speaking, it's important that we know what to say in what situation. Yeah, that I think really helps. So I'm going to make a few announcements now, if that's okay, and hopefully I can answer your questions as well. The first one is a lot of you have been commenting, asking questions about Telegram. And so I had a Telegram channel before, but I went a bit inactive over the past few months. I've started being active on it again, and it was only today, I think, that I published a listening track on my Telegram. I've put it in one of my stories, so you can find the link to my Telegram channel. I'm going to start being more active. You asked for listening, you asked for teaching listening skills, and also stories. So I'll be focusing a lot on listening and a little bit of grammar on Telegram, so you can access that. Do check my stories. I've got the link there. The next announcement is I have a free course, a completely free course. Again, it's in my stories. The course is called Common Mistakes. Common Mistakes, اشتباهات متداول. And it's a very good way for us to learn by learning from other people's mistakes. So that's completely free. Do go get that. You've got the link in the story as well. The next announcement is, I found a lot of parents really enjoyed this. It is, I've got 10 stories for £10. And I know a lot of you have really enjoyed this, and you've told me that you've read the stories over summer for your kids. And you've even sent me videos of your kids as well, which was very emotional for me. Thank you. So that's something else I've got as well. While we're still in the middle of summer, if you want it, I've got 10 stories, and all together is £10. The stories in the video, I read the story in English. In a separate video, I read the story in English and then translate in Farsi. The children can have the PDF of the story so they can read the story themselves if they like. And there's also an extra PDF with all the new words. So I've got new words in English, the meaning in English, the sentence from the story in English with that new word, and then I've got the meaning in Farsi as well. Okay, so there's that if you're interested. And finally, I've got a workshop coming up on Tuesday, 5th of August at 6 o'clock UK. And in that workshop, I'm going to introduce 2 of my comprehensive courses. One is beginners, one is intermediate. Okay, so that's what I have coming up. Everyone having access to, yes, so anyone can have, it's a public group. You don't need to ask my permission. You can just join if you like, and it's got listening. May I ask, is it possible to improve from, say, a 5.5 or 6 in IELTS to a 7 within a few months? Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Obviously, it depends on how hard you work, and it depends on the specific skills that you need to improve. So there's a specific gap between 6.6 and 7, and usually people find it difficult to make that jump from 6.6 to 7, because you need to achieve certain targets to achieve a 7. Excuse me. One of the biggest things that they need at this stage is the linkers that you use. So they need quite advanced linkers for 7. Apart from this, obviously, you want your complex grammar, etc. But it can be done, definitely. Hello, Mrs. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Thank you for joining. Yes, so I've just answered that question, I think. Lovely. Very good. Okay, so those are my announcements. And very, very quickly, a lot of people are confused with all the courses that I have. I've got 2 types of courses. Okay, اینو سریع فارسی میگم اگه اشکال نداره، چون میدونم ممکنه بعضیا تو انگلیسیش مشکل داشته باشن. من 2 سری دوره زبان طراحی کردم. اوکی، یک سری دوره زبان هست که خیلی اختصاصی هست. کسانی که فقط میخوان گرامرشون رو تقویت کنن، کسانی که فقط میخوان مثلا listeningشون رو تقویت کنن، کسانی که فقط میخوان modal verbs یاد بگیرن، فقط idioms یا phrasal verbs، فقط زبان برای محل کار، فقط انگلیسی برای زندگی در UK با توجه به فرهنگ و زبان انگلیسی. اینها دوره های اختصاصی هست که در یک وبسایت دارم اینها رو، که اونها رو میتونید برید ببینید. لینک اونها با لینک همین اشتباهات متداول یکی هست، کلش یک وبسایت هست. و بعد اونها قیمت ها خیلی مناسبه. بعد اومدم یک سری دوره جدید طراحی کردم. در این دوره جدید که یکی مبتدی هست یکی متوسط، یه ذره گرامر توش گذاشتم، یه ذره phrasal verb، یه ذره idiom، یه ذره speaking، یه ذره از همه چیز pick and mix در واقع قاطی کردم، شده یک دونه دوره جامع. اوکی، کسانی که فعلا نمیخوان برای دوره جامع، خب هزینه‌ش هم نسبتاً جامعه، درسته، کسانی که نمیخوان اونقدر هزینه کنن، حتما من پیشنهاد میکنم برن سراغ دوره‌های اختصاصی تر که اونها قیمت‌ها خیلی مناسب تر هست و خیلی عرض کردم اختصاصی هست. فقط انگلیسی برای محل کار، English for work، فقط انگلیسی برای listening، podcast 1 and 2، فقط انگلیسی که شما الان داخل UK زندگی میکنید، language and culture in the UK. همه اینها دوره های اختصاصی هست. فقط گرامر 1 یا 2، فقط modal verbs. لیلا من would استفاده کنم، should، could، will، کدوم استفاده کنم؟ یک دوره کامل فقط modal verbs. اینها دوره های اختصاصی تر هست، قیمتش خیلی مناسب تر هست و لینکش با همون لینک اشتباهات متداول یکی هست. همه تو ستوری هست. Okay. Please speak English. Yes, I will. Would you please describe the inversion grammar? No, thank you. I'm just going to go to, because there are lots of questions. I'm just going to go to tonight's session that we talked about. I've only got 7 minutes. In tonight's session, the poster that I put up in the story was set phrases that we use in conversation. Okay. So something happens, and then in the English language, whenever that happens in the English language, there's something specific that all of us say. Let's see what those are. Okay, let's say, for example, I am carrying really heavy shopping bags or really heavy boxes or whatever. I'm carrying these, for example, from my car to the house or something like this. And let's say I have a friend. This could be a husband, it could be a wife, brother, sister, neighbor, whoever. I've got a friend that I'm very comfortable with. And in a way, I'm wondering, why is that friend not helping me? This is really heavy. My friend is just standing there watching. They can see this is really heavy, maybe my son or whatever. And instead of me saying, do you want to help? Yes. What we say is one phrase. Sorry, I thought I had a sneeze coming on. I do apologize. It's gone. We have one word, and that is, in a question, we ask, comfortable? Comfortable? Are you comfortable? Yeah. So this is a, excuse me, a very sarcastic way. When I'm doing something, I'm carrying really heavy things. It could be at work, at home, for shopping, anything. And there's someone else next to me. They can help, but they choose not to. And I'm thinking to myself, why aren't you helping? You're my son, you're my brother, you're my neighbor, you're my friend, whatever. Why aren't you helping me? So a very friendly but sarcastic way of responding in this situation is I say to that person, comfortable? That's it. Okay. When you say comfortable, exactly, Barati Simin, thank you. So are you comfortable? No. Just one word. Are you comfortable? Yeah, اثرش از بین میره. To make it sarcastic, to make it که نیششو بزنه in a friendly way, we just use one word. Comfortable? Comfortable? And when you say this to a native English speaker, quickly they will get your message. They will know what you're talking about. They'll jump up and they'll start helping. Okay, so that's one thing we use. So this can be, for example, even if you're at work, you're doing something that's quite manual. It takes a lot of your energy, quite manual. Painting, bricklaying, anything like that you're doing that's quite manual, very laborious. Yeah, it takes a lot of energy. And you see your partner, your work partner, is just sitting there sipping coffee, sipping tea on their phone. And you're thinking, why aren't you helping me? So that's when we say comfortable. And it really works. Hollywood, good. Very good. ما هم میگیم راحتی. Yes, there we go. It's the same thing. Exactly. So we just use one word. We don't turn it into a full question or else it starts losing its effect. Just one word. Comfortable? Okay. Right. The next one, let's say, for instance, I have got ready and I have planned and I've got to the bank, let's say at 1 o'clock, because in my mind, I'm thinking the bank closes at 2. If I get to the bank at 1, that gives me plenty of time, right? So I'm really happy, obviously. I get to the bank, it's 1 o'clock, and I see there's a notice on the bank that says closed. Okay, now, I want you to help me, please. In Farsi, if this happens to you, you get to the bank, you think the bank is going to be open, you're not in a rush, you think it closes at 2, you get there at 1, you think, oh, I've got plenty of time. You get there at 1 o'clock and it says closed. In Farsi, what do you say to yourself? Or what do you say? What do you say in this situation? Tell me in Farsi, please. Bad next. Yeah, same thing. Very good. Thank you, Hadi. Nilufar, thank you. Okay. Anything else? Okay, what a bummer. Zed the hall, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Ado. Very good, Atafe. Thank you, Sahar. Yes, very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Parisa. Very good. Okay, okay. Chance moro, something like this. Yeah, very good. Exactly. So, chance. Hi, Mahi. Thanks for joining. So, chance mibini, something like this. In English, that is charming. Charming. Now, a lot of you might have learnt charming to be an adjective. Oh, he is a charming gentleman. That is correct, but we use charming here as well. It's a little bit sarcastic, but it just shows a baba exactly. I mean, thank you. شانس ما رو میبینی ای خدا میبینی شانس ما رو. Yeah, so that's what it means. Charming, charming. Another version exactly the same. Typical, typical, typical. Yeah, so charming or typical, we use that. Thank you, people are writing this down. Lovely, lovely. So charming or typical, that's what we use in these kind of situations. So I'm going to stop speaking because I know I'm speaking a lot. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you a few seconds for you to think to yourselves, when did something happen that you could have used charming؟ کی تازگی اتفاق افتاده که شما میتونستید از charming استفاده کنید؟ Just think to yourself for a few seconds and I'll stop talking. Okay, because it's important that we relate what we learn to ourselves, to our own life, right? So think about it just for a few seconds and I'll just have a quick drink of water. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Think about how you can relate it to your own experience. Excuse me. So you don't have to tell me. No, you don't have to tell me as long as you can think to yourselves. Yeah. I don't have any private sessions. I'm sorry. Thank you, Sarah. That's very kind of you. Thank you. You're amazing. Okay, now, thank you, Jazz B96. Living the dream is something else. Okay, living the dream is something else. Very good. We have a lot of rain in Berlin and it's supposed to be summer. Charming. Perfect, Atafe. Very good. Very good. When you miss a plane, Parisol. Thank you. Thank you. So, December light. Charming or typical? Typical. And I'm going to write these down in YouTube in the caption. Typical. We say charming or we say typical. Yeah. Okay. Very good. I'm just going to go over two more very, very quickly because I know I've gone past. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to go through two more and then I'll let you get on with your lives. Okay. The one I'm going to talk about now is very much, I'm sorry. Oh gosh, it's really warm. The one I'm going to talk about now, excuse me, is very much to do with the culture of England. Okay. In some countries, in some cultures, if people see someone rich, someone with flashy cars and very, very, very rich, everybody thinks, oh, I'd love to be like you, and oh my God, I love you, and all these kind of things. Some people think this way. In the UK, the people who are very, very, very mega rich, they don't go around showing off how rich they are because that would make them extremely unpopular. Okay, so it's not recommended that people go out showing their Rolex watches and going out, you know, in their really, really flashy cars and all that kind of thing, because people in the UK, the majority of the people, which is working class and middle class, they don't really appreciate, they don't like it if someone keeps flashing all of their expensive things. So because of that, we actually have a phrase in English, right? If I am walking to a shop and I'm with, you know, a friend or somebody, and we see, for example, a gorgeous, I don't know, Rolls Royce, Bugatti, whatever, parked on the side of the road, okay? This is normal that I would turn to my friend and I would say, oh, look, how the other half live. How the other half live. What does that mean? It means, oh, look, the other half. It means very, very, very multi-billionaire people, how they live. Now, in some cultures, people would love to be like that, have that. In the English culture, it's not very popular. If you go around flashing very expensive things, it doesn't really bring respect. I hope I can express what I'm trying to say. I know there were a group of students who had come from the UAE, and I was responsible for teaching them IELTS many years ago when I was teaching at a private college. And these were students from the UAE, obviously filthy rich. They were the nephews of the Sheikh of Dubai, and filthy rich teenage boys, right? And I remember when they came over here, they obviously brought all their fancy jewelry and their fancy clothes, and they love to wear their, you know, gold bling and everything. And I remember when they left college, English people would look at them and you could tell, it's like, why do you feel you have to show how much money you have? That doesn't bring respect. Okay, so anyway, whenever we see something that is very expensive, hugely expensive, it's not normal, we say to each other, oh, how the other half live. How the other half live. It's a cultural thing that normal people try to distance themselves from the upper class, because upper class is seen as someone that's stingy and not very nice. And so anyway, they like to create that distance. So how the other half live. How the other half live. تونستم برسونم منظورمو. How the other half live. How the other half live. Very good, very good. I don't know, is there something like this in the Iranian culture as well, in Farsi? Maybe they're jealous. I don't know. I don't know if it's jealousy. I just know that if an English person has the opportunity to be filthy rich, or they have the opportunity to just have, you know, just normal amount of money, usually they go for the normal amount, because we don't like to be associated with lord and lady and duke, and we don't like that very much. Yeah. ما تو ایران میگیم یارو خرمایه است. درست گفتم؟ Okay. Multi-billionaire. Yes, you got it. Okay, lovely. So that's something, because I know a couple of students asked me questions about this. The last one, the very last one, and then I'll let you go. The last one, let's say for example you're at work, okay, and last week 2 of your workmates, they got into a bit of an argument last week, and then it finished. Now this week you're at work and your boss calls over those 2 people, you and you, in my office now, and you are watching this, and you would love to hear and see what's going to happen in the office with those 2 people. You can't go in there, of course, but we have a little phrase for this which says, to be a fly on the wall. To be a fly on the wall. The complete sentence is, I would give anything. حاضرم هر چی دارم بدم. I would give anything to be a fly on the wall. حاضرم هر چی دارم بدم که یه مگس باشم روی دیوار، یواشکی که کسی ندونه من اونجام، ببینم و بشنوم چه خبره. Okay? So this happens whenever something is happening that you're dying to know what's going on, what are they saying, what's happening, but you can't see it, you can't hear it, but you wish you could. right? This happens, for example, if there's an argument with the neighbors. I know English people can be very nosy. So, you know, we like to listen to see what's going on, but obviously we can't hear everything. Or usually this happens if you see a police car outside someone's house. You'll find all the neighbors, فضولتر از انگلیسی من نمیشناسم. You'll see all the neighbors, especially the elderly ones, they will pull away the curtain just to take a look outside the window. Oh dear, have you seen the police cars just pulled up outside Flo's house? Oh, to be a fly on the wall. Yeah, I'd love to see what they're doing. I'd love to see what's happening. What are they saying? What's happened? Why is the police here? Right? Yeah. So to be a fly on the wall, I wish I could be a fly on the wall, basically, is what we're saying. So it happens whenever you really want to know what's going on, what's being said, but you can't. This is what we use. Yeah. Oh, to be a fly on the wall. Yeah. Okay. To be a fly on the wall, Simin, absolutely, yes. So these are just a few set phrases. Whenever these situations happen, these are the set phrases that we say. So I know one of our very good friends, German people too, yeah, I think this is something that's for lots of people, because people are the same. I know the languages are different, but human beings are the same, right? So I know one of our friends was saying, I know one of our friends, very good, Jordan, thank you, was saying we don't know what to say, we don't know, we're not very confident in our speaking. These are some set phrases that you can keep in your pocket whenever these situations happen. These are very native, very English. You can use them in any English-speaking country. They're not just for the UK, any English-speaking country. And that's one way that you can improve your English a little bit further than college or that kind of thing. Okay, it's human nature, Sarah. Absolutely, it's human nature. Yes, I will write to my manager that he wish fly on. I will write to my manager that I wish I were a fly on the wall. Yeah, دارم از فضولی میمیرم ببینم چه خبره. Exactly, Sarah. Exactly. Curiosity kills the cat. It does, Katayun. It certainly does. You don't say huh? I'm not sure what that is. Sorry. So I hope that this lesson has been somewhat useful to you. Please do remember, if anyone wants to join my Telegram channel, do join there. If I want to, and I will be doing this very, very soon, I will be showing a sale. I've got a really, really good sale coming up with my courses, my specific courses that I was talking about. I'm going to put all that information on Telegram, but even if you're not interested in the courses, there are still going to be quite a few listening tracks that you can listen to on Telegram. Do join that. I've got a free course, Common Mistakes, if you're interested. It's in my story. I've got 10 stories for £10. If you're interested, again, it's in my story. And on Tuesday, 5th of August, I've got a free workshop. Anybody who would like can join. You just need to click the link in my bio, register, and then you can join. Okay. جلسه سه‌شنبه 5 اوگوست ساعت 6 غروب به وقت لندن، در اون جلسه تو ستوری هم اعلام کردم، در اون جلسه 2 دوره‌ای که طراحی کردم، ابتدایی و متوسط، رو میخوام یه نمونه تدریس کوچولو از هر دوره بهتون ارائه بدم که افراد بدونن این دوره‌های جامع شامل چه چیزهایی هست، که اونهایی که دوست دارن حداقل بدونن دوره چی هست قبل از اینکه تهیه کنن. Link of Telegram is in the stories. Yes, it's all in my stories. Okay, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for helping out with your comments. This is being recorded and I'm going to put it on YouTube, and I will share the YouTube link with you in my story very soon. Have a very good evening, everybody. Take care.